What's crack-a-lackin', boys and girls? My name is Vi and welcome to our third episode of my Mage Misery. In the last episode we struggled through the early hard mode and finished off with a wholesome and highly interactive, almost 5-minute long golem fight. At this point, my hopes of us not suffering has been thrown right out of the window and we're running on whatever willpower we have left as well as Monster Energy drinks. But without wasting any more time, let's start by diving into the abyss for that hot scoria ore, allowing us to make the hydrothermic armor, the Harrow mantle and then the sigil of calamities. After getting some meteorite, we make our first mana upgrade, that being the Comet Shard, and lastly we of course get ourselves the Eye of Golem, which increases our crit chance by 10% but most importantly increases our crit damage by 15%. After that we get our platform hammerizer from the builder, go to the ocean where we place some platforms, hammer them and then spray the siren at the bottom of the ocean with the tears of heaven, which is surely not what we all think it might be. More than 4 goddamn minutes later, we defeat Siren and Leviathan. Honestly, this is quite the bad start already, and I don't know what else to say, but we just move on. By the way, for Leviathan you saw that I was using a different weapon, that being the Forbidden Sun. I forgot to mention we made it earlier. We also make the photosynthesis, thinking that it's good, but as it turns out from an upcoming fight, it is also pretty bad. For now though, let's go back to the ocean and fight Duke Fishron. I know my dodging is bad, especially sometimes, but I was going to first try him if my weapons weren't so bad that I would have to fight him for 3 whole minutes. Bruh, this is starting to get pretty annoying, but at the very least, from him we get the 2 mage weapons, those being the Razor Blade Typhoon and the Bubble Gun, which is actually a really good weapon for those that might not know. Unfortunately though, the Razor Blade has been nerfed quite a few times by now and it's pretty much trash. But luckily the Bubble Gun is very good. So after going to the Golem's temple, we just extend it sideways and make a pretty basic arena in which it is time to summon the Plaguebringer Goliath. As I already said, I am pretty bad at dodging, but just to put it in perspective how actually bad Mage is, even with the best weapon for Goliath, and I am 100, maybe not 100, but 99% sure that the Bubble Gun is the best weapon for him. Please correct me in the comments if you know of a better weapon. The fight still went on for more than 1.5 minutes. Do me a favor and watch literally any of my other playthroughs where I fight Goliath and then tell me that Mage isn't trash. The other classes are quite literally busted when it comes to Goliath, but Mage being so weak that it can't kill him in less than a minute should be criminal. We then make the Astral Chunk, go flat out a massive part of our Astral and Snow biome and summon Astral Moraes. And boys and girls, my eyes must be deceiving me. We first tried a res and it took us less than 40 seconds? Surely this means things will start going up for now, right guys? Right guys? Up next we have the Empress of Light, so let us go to our house arena, make it night and jump straight into it. And after 12 very painful attempts, we finally do well enough and also get lucky enough with her attacks to get an adrenaline proc and take her down. We do get her magic weapon and I think it is good, but it won't be very useful against our next opponent, for who we will again be using the bubble gun. And that opponent is Ravager. We're stunned yet again, as we're able to take him down in a little more than a minute. I'm sure I was going to be able to squeeze a sub-minute kill if I was playing a little more aggressively, but this is still very good. But thankfully he blesses us with our next really good weapon, that being his legendary weapon Vesuvius, or however you pronounce it. And with it we teleport to the Sulphurous Sea, fly to the dungeon where we meteor strike the religious group at the entrance and summon the lunatic cultist. And we're finally able to break the dumbass curse and actually manage to not die to the cultist. But after defeating some of the pillars, we make some weapons that I thought would be good, but were almost all, yet again, complete trash, except the Nebula Arcanum. But with it, we now have to defeat the Old One's army, so one snooze fest later, Betsy comes in, where I am again thankful that we don't lose if she kills us, because unfortunately she manages to kill us once. But once we defeat her, we are ready to go to our next proper boss, that being Astrum Deus. From what I saw while editing, the Arcanum is the best versus him, but I thought Vesuvius was better. You can use either one, it's not that easy to say which one is better, because the Arcanum is using quite a lot of mana, while Vesuvius is only slurping a little bit, but anyway. I think this was our first time ever defeating Deus on our first attempt, which is quite cool, but again, 2.5 minute fight. It's not golem level of bad, but it is not really good either. He also drops us nothing useful, and additionally I realized that the Acho armor is now multiclass, which means that it is hot garbage. So we continue rocking the hydrothermic armor, but now it's time to make the Sandstorm's core, go to the Lost Gateway, and then go to the Lost Coliseum, where it is time to fight our second to last boss, Argus. We die 4 or 5 times, but after a good attempt where I am dodging properly, we managed to defeat him in around 1 minute and 40 seconds, which is not bad, actually kinda normal kill time. In the corner it says 740 because it counts it since we entered this whole world, but the best thing is that now we have an actually good weapon, that being the Arid Battlecry. Great damage, homing, and very low mana cost. But now it is time to send the final pillar back where it came from and face the last hard mode boss, the Moonlord.
Destroy all Infernum dominance. Pursuit of Infernum flames. Yardis goes through the prominence before their names.
And on our 18th attempt, we are finally victorious. Luckily, the fight was only slightly above 2 minutes, which is bad compared to the other classes yet again, but it is not too bad. Most of these 18 attempts were because I was trash and kept getting hit by dumb shit, so I wouldn't blame it on the class. But nonetheless, for now, I will say that this has definitely been the worst hard mode experience I've ever had in Infernum. Specifically for hard mode, I will say that Mage is by far the worst class, and it is not even close. If Mage is your favorite class, first of all, I really don't know how. But second of all, I'm sorry to say this, but half of the hard mode fights went on for more than 3 minutes. There was a fight for almost 5 minutes, and there were only 2 fights which were somewhat good or even acceptable, those being Astromoreas and Ravager. I am praying to the Calamity, Terraria and Infernum gods that post Moonlord will be better, because this is just painful. But guys and girls, this is where our episode ends. I want to thank you all for going through the pain with me, and if you enjoyed watching me suffer, make sure to blast the shit out of that like and subscribe button so you don't miss out on the next episode. Additionally, you can drop a follow to all of my social medias, as I always make a post whenever a new video has dropped, and of course all of which will always be in the description. If I have missed out on any weapons or accessories that might have made a difference this episode, or if you just want to say hi, feel free to do that in the comments. As a matter of fact, I actually really hope that I've missed something massive, because if I haven't and Mage is really this bad all throughout hard mode, then I don't know what the fuck to say. This really is League of Legends levels of bad balance. But anyway, thank you all again for being with me today, and I hope to see you all in the next video. Wholesome and genuinely trying his best Vi out.